This is my story. My name is Lois Dismuke. I enlisted in the Women's Army Corps on November 21st, 1973. And once a whack, always a whack. I did basic training at the WAC Training Center at Fort McClellan, Alabama. My military occupational specialty, or MOS, was 71 Lima, which is an administrative specialist. I was quite surprised at barrack living, but I quickly began to appreciate the sense of community, and I also learned the value of camaraderie. For me, there is still the fond memory of the cute light green physical training uniform and the PT program that required that we run in place in order to pass our 1-mile running test. And those good old barrack inspections, complete with a footlocker and smiling bobby socks. Someone came up with the expression during that time, and they would say, "In the footlocker of my heart, you are my smiling bobby sock." We all joined in on that. No matter how busy the day was, night could bring back the longing for home. And I remember there was a lady in our barrack who slept on the other side of God's aisle. Every night after lights were out, she would sing, "Flower child, growing wild, even though you're living in a compost pile. You're a friend of mine. Lordy, you're a friend of mine." It was so lonely. It had so much longing, and it was so sad. But then the sun would come up and beat back the loneliness. Those were the days at Fort McClellan. Very, very busy on the one hand, doing military exercises that at that time made no sense to us. But once a whack, always a whack. I later trained as a Russian language interrogator, and I left active duty after 12 years. Then I joined the Army Reserves. This is my story.
Hello, my name is Leslyn Allison Bias. I enlisted in the Women's Army Corps, also known as WAC, on 25 June 1976 under the Delayed Entry Program and entered active duty on 26 October 1976. I began basic training on 5 November 1976 at Company D, 2nd WAC Basic Training Battalion, Fort McClellan, Alabama. I retired on 31 October 1998 after 22 years on active duty at Fort Gordon, Georgia, now known as Fort Eisenhower, Georgia. This is my story. The most impactful event of my career was in the beginning of my career. I entered as a WAC with a proud heritage to assist and serve the United States Army, comprised of men volunteering to serve and defend these United States. Upon completion of my basic training on 16 December 1976, we removed our WAC insignia patterned after Pallas Athena, the Greek goddess, a deity of resolute courage, guided and enlightened by reason, and replaced it with U.S. insignia. This significant change positively impacted my decision to serve for 20 years and beyond. I was no longer just a WAC supporting a volunteer army. I became an equal part of the United States Army to support and defend these United States.
Hi, my name is Andre Lorraine Bembry. I enlisted in the Women's Army Corps, also known as WAC, in 1976 under a delayed entry program. My basic training began January 10th, 1977 at Fort McClellan, Alabama, where the WAC Training Center was located. My military occupational specialty, MOS, was 71 Lima, Administrative Specialist. My work consisted of primarily clerical duties. I received early retirement on July 1, 1995, and thereafter enrolled in a transitional program that allowed me to obtain 2 additional years of service while working at a job that served the local community. This is my story. My motivation for joining the military stemmed from my father, who was an Army veteran. He served during World War II. During that same period, the Women's Army Corps was established. He could not have been prouder of me had I been a son joining the service. I was following him in his footsteps. Come to find out, he told others that I was in the Army, not in the Women's Army Corps. In his mind, there was no distinction between the two. I joined the Army. However, there was a distinction. I did not receive basic training with men, and there were differences in the completion of the physical training test. The PT test was not gender neutral. We did modified push-ups on our knees, and we were given additional time to run 2 miles. I later learned that those differences took into account the physical disparity between male and female. Some service members agreed and some did not agree, but fair does not always mean same. On the other hand, we qualified with the M16 assault rifle. We could break it down and put it back together in no time, as well as survive the gas chamber. The Women's Army Corps built my military foundation. I was taught that differences should not interfere with mission accomplishment. I gained strength, courage, determination, and endurance. I gained a newfound loyalty to my country. I gained skills that will go with me anywhere in my military career. The occupational skills offered when I enlisted were primarily non-combat. As the Army changed, I changed. I decided to change my MOS to tactical communicator. With that job, I became a minority female assigned to the 2nd and 4th Infantry Divisions. With those experiences, I found out that when the rubber meets the road, we were one unit. My latter years in the military were my most rewarding as an equal opportunity advisor at Fort Gordon, Georgia, with General Robert E. Gray as my senior rater. That job afforded me the chance to provide equal opportunity training, to promote a healthy equal opportunity climate, and to address all forms of discrimination and sexual harassment. My career began with segregation, but ended in integration. I am forever grateful for my time as a soldier in the Women's Army Corps and in the United States Army. I served my country with pride.
Hello, my name is Martha Alston Hooper. I joined the Women Army Corps on May 23rd, 1978. I was a 76 Yankee, which is quartermasters. I embarked on a transformative journey as I joined the Women Army Corps, marking the beginning of an unforgettable chapter in my life. From the moment I stepped into the uniform, I was immersed in a world of discipline, sisterhood, and empowerment. Basic training at Fort McClellan, Alabama was an initiation like no other, testing not just physical endurance but also mental. Under the scorching sun and amid the relentless drills, I discovered depths of my strength I never knew I possessed. Every obstacle overcome, every challenge conquered, fueled my determination to excel. As I progressed through the ranks, I found myself part of a sisterhood bound by a shared commitment to serve our country with unwavering dedication. Whether on the field or in the barracks, we stood shoulder to shoulder, united in our mission and unwavering in our resolve. My time in the WAC Women Army Corps wasn't without its trials. I faced moments of doubt and uncertainty, but each hurdle only strengthened my resolve. Through perseverance, I emerged stronger, more capable, and more confident than ever before. May 1978 marked not just the beginning of my journey in the Women Army Corps, but also the start of a lifetime commitment to honor, duty, and service. Those decades have passed, the memory of those formative years remain etched in my heart, a testament to the profound impact of my time in the Women Army Corps.